Small-scale farming faces many challenges, including productivity, capital, climate, competition, and poverty. Food insecurity is a wicked problem with population growth and climate change. Architects are change agents and should help co-design a solution. However, architects need to know more about farming to make an impact. We created an educational game called EcoFarm. The object is to acquire resources to build ditches, farms, and markets. Each player will be granted 2 farms and 2 ditch segments for strategic placement at essential resources. Future improvements require acquisition of resources through the roll of dice. For example, any player that rolls a 9, players blue and red would recover a livestock resource. Indigenous people were the first eco-farmers. They have a spiritual connection with the land and act as stewards for other species in the ecosystem. EcoFarm is a fast-moving board game that teaches skills every farmer needs to know regarding strategy, trade-offs, and consequences of decisions. EcoFarm is rooted in ecological design and allows players to see the consequences of placing personal gain over community welfare. Expansions of farms must be connected with ditches to bring water. A ditch segment costs 2 resources, a farm 4, a market 5, an event card 3. Insurance is the implementing of resilient practices and costs 1 resource annually. Climate events are simulated when a player rolls a 7 or plays an event card. A player is allowed to move the clan event piece to freeze the resources on a competitor's land as long as the piece remains in place.
EcoFarm will look at holistic organic practices with traces to the past. It will introduce value systems based in equal justice, sustainability, and regeneration. It will explore how nature builds through life's principles borrowed from the study of biomimicry. However, all the holistic and sustainable practices in the world will be of little use to you if the farm is not resilient. A farmer needs to be able to bounce back to the many disruptors to the farming industry, including climate change, population, energy, water, land, politics, and culture. Advanced levels will explore genetic engineering in colonies below the surface of the seas and in space, a future that raises additional ethical, mental, and physical health concerns. Event cards can also award points or segments of ditches. Seasons come into play after 2 rounds. Specific climate disruptors exist for the seasons as determined by the roll of a die. The resource corresponding to the number rolled is frozen until the end of the season for all players who did not purchase insurance. In the end, whether you win or lose, if you walk away with an interest in exploring your own value system, you will be a better designer. A designer must consider all stakeholders, including people, places, buildings, land, other species, processes, and cultures. While farming provides a sense of place and thrives when it nurtures its ecosystem, it needs a better narrative. The lessons learned will help an architect create a built environment ecosystem with a more robust connections between climate, culture, economics, equalities, nature, and technology. Players will learn that they are stronger together and are encouraged by being able to enter a co-op at any time by negotiating trades for elements. The first player to reach 10 points wins.